Imagine relaxing in a warm, peaceful bath after a long, exhausting day. But when you look down at your hands, you freeze. Your fingertips are completely wrinkled and shriveled, leaving you wondering if some kind of bizarre skin decay is happening. Most people think their skin is just absorbing water. But here is the thing about that simple, common explanation. If water just leaked in, your entire body would wrinkle. Actually, it only happens on hands and feet. This is because those wrinkles are actually a direct command from your brain, acting through your involuntary autonomic nervous system. If a surgeon cuts the specific nerve to a finger, that finger never wrinkles in water again. It is a highly active living biological reflex. But why would your body trigger this bizarre skin glitch? To find out, we must travel back 100,000 years. Imagine a world before cities, before farms, before any modern comfort. Our ancient ancestors lived entirely in the wild, completely at the mercy of nature. Every single day was a brutal struggle, just to find food. Under the blazing sun, water was both life and a threat. Hominids spent hours wading through muddy lakes, rushing rivers, and damp coastal shores. Slipping on wet stones meant broken bones or instant death. But nature had a secret plan hidden within, their DNA. Deep inside their cells, a remarkable physical transformation was silently waiting to activate. The moment wet skin detected water, a countdown began. This was not a passive soak, but an active response. Their bodies prepared to morph into an ultimate wet weather hunting machine. What looked like damage was actually a brilliant biological upgrade. They did not know it, but their skin was shifting. The transition from dry land survival to wet surface adaptation was beginning. To understand how, we must look at the skin itself. Your skin is covered in a natural protective waterproofing oil. For decades, scientists believed water soaked right through it. They called it simple osmosis, a passive physical swelling. The outer layer of dead cells absorbing water like sponges. But this old theory had one massive, incredibly obvious biological flaw. If it was osmosis, your entire body would wrinkle up. You would emerge from a swim looking like a giant prune. The breakthrough came from studying patients with nerve injuries. When certain nerves were severed, the wrinkling completely stopped. This proved the wrinkling is controlled by your autonomic nervous system. The brain actually commands blood vessels under the skin to shrink. As blood flows away, the skin volume rapidly decreases. This pulls the outer skin layers downward, forming deep valleys. The wrinkles are not random. They form organized drainage channels. It is a brilliant piece of active neural wet weather engineering. Wet primordial wetlands were incredibly dangerous zones for early humans. They desperately scavenged for shellfish along slippery, tide-swept coastal rocks. One single bad slip meant immediate starvation or deadly predators. Smooth, wet hands easily lose grip on slick wooden spears. A thin film of water acts like a slick, dangerous lubricant. To survive, our ancient ancestors needed a superior wet grip system. Evolution responded by rewiring how the brain manages wet skin. The moment the hands submerge, the physical rewiring begins. By actively restricting blood flow, the skin is pulled tightly inward. This clever vascular squeeze carves deep channels into the hand. These channels act exactly like high-tech water drainage tires. They rapidly route water away from the point of contact, allowing the skin to make solid, high-friction physical contact. This temporary tire tread instantly prevents deadly slips in the wild. With this bizarre bodily glitch, our ancestors conquered the waterways. This skin wrinkling operates entirely through your automatic neural network. Specifically, the sympathetic division managing survival and stress responses. Electrical charges rush down your spinal cord to your extremities. You cannot consciously trigger or stop these electrical pulses. They target microscopic glomus bodies deep beneath your skin. These vascular shunts rapidly contract, choking off blood flow. As blood drains, the fleshy finger pads rapidly deflate. The outer epidermis collapses inward, creating deep wrinkled valleys. It is an involuntary shift identical to pupil dilation, but the reaction rate changes based on water temperature. Warm, fresh water triggers the squeeze much faster than cold. A perfect calibration for warm, shallow prehistoric fishing pools. Even newborn human infants possess this exact neural reflex. Other primates like macaques also share this wet grip mechanism. Proving this bodily glitch is ancient hardwired mammalian technology. In modern labs, scientists set out to prove this grip advantage. Test subjects tried to grab wet objects with smooth, dry hands. Without wrinkles, grasping wet, slick items took significantly longer. Next, the subjects soaked their hands until they fully wrinkled. With wrinkled fingers, they plucked the wet objects effortlessly. The results showed an incredible 12% speed boost. In a prehistoric world, 12% was a massive survival edge. It was the difference between a starving tribe and a full one. The wet grip upgrade also made climbing out of rivers safer. Wrinkled toes provided crucial traction on muddy, rain-slicked inclines, stopping the foot from sliding on saturated, unstable earth, and ensuring weapons wouldn't fly out of slippery palms during hunts. This simple nervous response crowned humans as masters of wet terrain. What we call a cosmetic glitch is actually a masterclass in biomechanics, a direct, unbroken link to our ancestors' wild aquatic battles. Wet riverbeds were the premier supermarkets of the prehistoric world. Protein-rich clams and shellfish clustered heavily on slick mud beds. Gathering them required digging deep into cold, waterlogged banks. Mud and algae-covered rocks made every footstep incredibly unstable. A single misstep could wash away hours of crucial gathering. Here, wrinkled feet acted like rugged, high-traction off-road tires. They allowed toes to grip muddy surfaces with superior strength. Meanwhile, shriveled mittened hands dug confidently into deep silt. Channels routed slippery liquid away, ensuring a firm, secure hold. They could easily pluck heavy stones to find hidden crabs. Without this grip, wet stones would simply slip from fingers. The tribe would return to the dark caves completely empty-handed. This biological adaptation directly secured their primary source of protein, fueling the massive brain growth that eventually built our civilization, transforming a simple biological reflex into a tool of dominance. Why not keep this amazing wet grip texture permanently? Permanent wrinkles would severely degrade our daily dry tactile sensitivity. Shriveled skin is highly prone to catching and tearing on dry objects. Handling dry stones and wood with wrinkled hands causes painful friction blisters. Smooth fingers let us feel fine textures like soft animal pelts. Our fingertips contain dense neural networks optimized for dry feedback. Wrinkled pads are clumsy at picking up tiny dry seeds. Dry precision was critical for making clothing, sewing, and crafting. Survival required a perfect balance of dry precision and wet power. The moment we step onto dry land, the reflex shuts down. Blood vessels expand, flooding the fingers with warmth and volume. Within minutes, the rugged treads completely vanish, without a trace, returning our hands to their optimal state for dry tasks. An elegant biological compromise, maximizing efficiency across both worlds, making humans adaptable to every changing environment they encountered. Next time you relax in a warm bubble bath and find your fingers wrinkling like claws, do not think of it as some kind of broken skin decay or a weird malfunction of your modern biology. Actually, it is the exact opposite. It is your ancient nervous system awakening to protect you from slipping on prehistoric stones and ensuring you can safely gather food to survive. Think about the pure beauty of that. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors walked a razor's edge and passed this exact hidden wet grip technology directly down to you. You are walking around with a blueprint that survived ice ages, wild predators, and endless storms. Your fingers do not shrivel because they are failing you. They shrivel to help you conquer the wet ground. Because your body isn't broken. It is just beautifully remembering how to survive in the wild.